This is Jeannie from Paws Acupuncture, and today we have another question and answer session. Feel free to leave any questions you have about your pets, holistic health care for pets, and that sort of thing in the comments, and I'd be happy to do a video about it. Thanks. This is a really great question, and I'm so sorry it took a few weeks for me to get around to answering it. The question is, what should we know about veterinarians and the procedures that they use on dogs, cats, etc.? What should we be on the lookout for? Excellent question. So just a warning, there are good veterinarians, and for the most part, I would say most veterinarians are good, most are honest, and most are not driven by the sound of the cash register. However, sometimes people get greedy, or for lack of a better way to make a living, they become desperate. Perhaps it's a big animal hospital that costs are high. They may have several vets working there, several more vet techs, expensive equipment, etc., etc. So they have to bring in a certain amount of money every day to pay the bills, to pay the vets and the techs and the staff, and to keep the doors open. So this creates a problem. So, like I said, I am grateful that I actually work for a small veterinary practice. We only have one vet. She's honest. She doesn't do anything that the owner doesn't approve of. She honors the fact that people don't have money sometimes to have expensive surgery or expensive tests, and she does whatever it takes to help these people decide the best choice for their budget, for their pet, and so on. And like I mentioned before, there are vets that will do this for you, and there's vets that will not. If you come across a vet like that who will not work with you, find another vet. What you have to realize is most vets are not psychic. There's a few that are, but for the most part, when you bring your pet into the animal clinic or hospital or office and your pet has a problem, the vet has to do a variety of tests to find out exactly what's going on with the pet, because the pet cannot tell them. You tell the veterinarian the symptoms, but sometimes the vet needs more information. So they'll have to do things like x-rays and blood work, ultrasounds, urine cultures, stool cultures, things like thyroid screening, biochemistry screening, parasite screening, heartworm test, and so much more. And on top of that, they may decide your pet needs surgery. So before you make a decision, after your vet tells you the procedures or tests or surgeries that are needed, you may have to do some research to make a decision that works best for you, your pet, your budget, and your lifestyle. So ask questions about each test and why it is needed. Don't be intimidated asking for the cost, because that's a big factor. If you cannot afford it, you cannot afford it, right? That's the reality right now. So that's a big factor. Don't be embarrassed by asking that, because everyone wants to know the cost. And if it is going to be expensive, ask first which test could be performed first, and then add on others if needed. This actually helps you save a little bit of money and kind of spread out the cost, and also keeps at bay any unnecessary test or poking of the animal. Which tests are absolutely mandatory for your vet to come up with a diagnosis? And what medications or procedures are needed if the tests come back with a positive results, which really means bad news. So ask questions about medications. What are the side effects? What happens if I don't give my pet this medication? Are there alternatives? And so on. Don't be bullied or guilted into making an immediate decision. If you don't feel good about what you're being told, take your time, go home, discuss it with your family, your friends, and perhaps other people that you know that have pets that have been in similar situations before you decide what to do. or get a second opinion if you can afford to do so. Sometimes the vet will recommend surgery. So here are some factors to consider. Is the pet's condition and is its life dependent on this surgery? Can you afford it? Once again, that is a big factor. If you have to take out a loan to pay for your pet's surgery, you have to really think about this. What is the age of the pet? For instance, my dog Kuan Yin was diagnosed with cancer when she was about maybe 12 and a half, 13. She had a big tumor on the side of her back leg that just seemed to appear out of nowhere. Now, like I said, she was older. It was on the back leg, and the vet said, well, the only options here are surgery to amputate the leg or chemo. Now, neither was an option because Kuan Yin was older, 12 and a half, 13. If we amputated her leg, she would not have been able to walk. We live where there's many steps. She was too big to carry, and it would have just been too hard on her. She would have had to live downstairs, and she would not have liked that. Chemo for an older dog, in my opinion, and this is my opinion only, is a death sentence, or it affects the quality of life. I was not going to put a dog through chemo at that age. So that was a factor, and so we decided to do other methods to help her have a more comfortable way of life while she was still with us, and that included holistic therapies, etc., things like that. Also, would you have the surgery yourself? If you were the pet and you had to make the decision, would you have the surgery? If you're not sure, go home. Once again, think about it. Talk with your family, your friends, get a second opinion, and then decide what to do. I believe in using the best of both worlds, Western medicine and alternative medicine, whenever possible. So your pet may be on some medication, it may be getting surgery or some kind of test, and along with that, your pet could also get acupuncture, acupressure, Reiki, some energy healing, things like that to help speed up the process of the healing. And also, if you don't want to go the Western route, like I said, if the dog is too old or too sick and you feel that it would pass during these things, and the only alternative is to use holistic therapies, this is the way to go. So ask your veterinarian about these sort of things. Most veterinarians right now are a little bit more informed about such things. There are others that aren't, so you may have to research and ask around for people that do such things, and do what's best for you, your pet, your budget, and whatever gives you peace of mind. Like I said, I use the best of both worlds, and I think we can combine them, the diagnostic tools of the Western medical field, combined with their knowledge and their chemistry, along with alternative medicine, to help a natural way of healing. Sending healing light and love to all of your pets out there. For more information on holistic pet services, Barky Zoom consultations, online classes, and books for people and pets, visit the 4Paws Acupuncture website, 4pawsacupuncture.com. Thanks so much for watching. Have a pawsome day.